I got one or two people here, three people on here. Welcome everybody. This is a Thursday night hangout with Frankie Day right here with me. So far, I don't know if I got one watching right now or thumbs up or thumbs down, but we'll find out here in a minute. So you guys bear with me a little bit. Old Frankie Day's got a lot of stuff here going on right here, and we'll discuss what I'm doing on the bench right now, as you guys probably can imagine and guess. Man, look at this. And that's bad. You shouldn't leave stuff like that laying around. All righty. I got three people so far. Those of you, three of you just now tuned in. This is Frankie Day Hangout for Thursday night. I'm working on my birthday, on my Christmas present I got for my daughters. My B-24 Liberator by Hobby Boss in 1/32 scale. I spent almost a day, 2 days on this thing. All night last night and pretty much half the day today. This thing is big. Well, sub-assemblies on here before the thing starts taking shape. I hope everybody out there had a beautiful Christmas. I know I did. Me and Mrs. Day had a wonderful time. We had a pretty good Christmas, like everybody else did. We just got my wife a lot of things, and she got me a lot of things too. Well, I tell you, I'm still in shock over this B-24 Liberator. Man, this thing's big. I swear it's about as big as that card model I got hanging down there in the basement. Okay, I got 4 viewers and 1 thumb up. Cold, blissful, and rainy outside tonight. We may get some snow, we may not. Depends on how the weather fares. So I imagine we'll have somebody in the chat pretty soon. So the chat's open. We'll feed off the chat. I wish I had some way of giving you guys the YouTube numbers so you guys got video call. I got it's a Google right here. Works pretty good for me. It's a lot better than it was on YouTube. I'm getting my full chat. Got myself on here. I can see myself. The new webcam got up there. I like the setup now because it's got my workbench. It's got me right here. So I'm pretty happy. David Venture, hello. How you doing, buddy? Welcome to Thursday night with Frankie Day. I decided to throw out a hangout tonight, so you guys come in and venture around a little bit and see what Frankie Day is doing. I like the setup I have right now. This is exactly how I like it. It's got a workbench here. It's got my stuff here I'm working on. You guys can see what I'm up to and show and tell. Just a beautiful Thursday night hangout. Uncle Sam was very good to Frankie Day. Got my naval pension, my Social Security check today. And I should get another pension check coming in next week. My wife gets hers too next week. So we're doing pretty good in the dough. And got all my bills paid, so I'm pretty happy right now. As you can see, I'm working on my new 1/32 scale B-24J Liberator. This is a swell kit. My daughters got me this for Christmas. And they finally opened up to me. They say I got it from Sprue Brothers. I never heard of them before. And I said, Dad, we all chipped in. We said, we seen you one time look at that B-24 one time, and we got online and got it for you. And I got good kids, you know. I'm very blessed. I got a good family, and my health is good, which is most importantly. And I'm able-bodied to do almost anything anybody else can do. Even get into a punch with somebody once in a while. Nah. Last time I got into a punch with a guy was about 20 years ago in a store. My wife sent me out for some orange juice. Went out and got some orange juice. Just before I go to the orange juice freezer where you keep the orange juice at, low as milk and orange juice. Young kid, about 20 years of age, military age, kind of shoved me out of the way rudely. So you know what Frankie Day did? I rudely give him a punch. Right here. Saw the whites of his eyes and he was snoring. I almost went to jail over that. But like I say, you never put hands on somebody like that. You know, anybody. That's rude. You get all that nowadays too, fellas. I kid you not. Comes up from piss poor upbringing for your mom and dad. Well, Davey, what are you building, dear sir? Did the Santa Claus treat you pretty well this year? And I imagine a lot of us in the communities got a lot of styrene. I've been getting a lot of card kits lately. I got a bunch of card kits I've been getting in. I got about 7, 8 coming in right now. And got a lot of stuff for Christmas. And I got some clothes. Got some styrene, card models. B-24 right there is a killer deal. I couldn't believe that. I knew there was something funny going on because they went in the bedroom back there, a little sewing room back there. My wife used to sew back there. She has a little Singer sewing machine, you know, and a man cave for her where she liked to sew and crochet and do women things, you know. And us dudes do our thing, like this stuff. And they say, oh, Dad, I like this. Oh, Dad, I love this. Oh, I like to see Dad's face when he says this. And I can hear them packing it up in there. And Debbie, like my youngest daughter, she walks up, she goes, hey, Dad, don't go in the room. We're wrapping up the Christmas festival. I got little tensions going in there. I can hear everything on the dark side of the moon over here. It suddenly got some plastic jingling in there. It is, but you can see it to Christmas. Fair enough. That was the last thing I opened up was that big B-24. He said, you're going to like this, Dad. They went in that bedroom back there and brought it out and gave it to me. Opened it up. There it was. A big old 1/32 scale B-24 Liberator. Man. I got that much done on it. This thing I got to do a little more work on. This thing I got to put the bombardier, radio operator, navigators compartment in. I'm going to get that done and give this thing a nice spray of primer. A lot of sub-assemblies this thing. It's going to take a few days to get that fuselage buttoned up, but it's big. Look how big this thing is. Give these people enough time, they'll make out a 1/32 scale B-29. Oh my God. Now they're digging into our pockets, boys. They're digging into our pockets. They know what we like. If you like it, you'll pay dearly for it. I like Hobby Boss. Their kits are they're pretty darn good. They're somewhat costly and somewhat not, and somewhat pretty compatible with what's out there. And like I say, for $250, I know you get this thing a lot more less than that as the beginning of the new year progresses. And they'll probably start getting discounts on everything. You probably get them on eBay for $180, $90, $200 more, $200 even. And so anyway, I imagine they'll go down probably early next year when it gets started. Yeah, thank you, David. Thank you, buddy. God bless you. You get any models for Christmas? Fair enough. That's lots of money will get you plastic. That's good, buddy. That's very good. You know, I found that's not much easier for a Christmas present is money. Years ago, people bought guys stuff for Christmas. You can tell by their eyes and their face and their body English that you weren't that interested in it. So it's a lot more simpler nowadays. Just give them money. They know what to do with it. Because I don't know what he wants for Christmas. Just give him money. To me, that's an easy solution. Just think, Dave, that money you got for Christmas, you got to buy yourself some plastic. Yep. Yeah, I've been working on my USS Brooklyn over there, but really do some work on it. Tinker around this thing a little bit, bring my Brooklyn over and start working on it a little bit. Yep. I like RC airplanes, you know, but I get a few RC jobs I find once in a while. Some of them I have flown for years. I got a bunch out there in my shop out there hanging up in the ceiling out there in the garage got out there. That's going to be my new shop. New year coming in. My New Year's resolution is to get that shop going out there so I can build to build bigger projects. Believe me, I got some big kits here going to be built. I got a big old Sequin tug. I got the big Brooklyn tug over there and the New Jersey City tug by Dumas. I got a bunch of big jobs. I'm talking things about 50 inches long. And this space is big enough to handle anything from 3 to 4 feet without to knock it over or breaking something, though. But like I say, I'm pretty congested back here. This is just a little cubby hole here, and I can maneuver through it very, very well without no fuss. Just got to watch out where I walk and I'll knock something over. I'll tell you one thing, RC flying is very, very hard to do. Although you may know the avionics, you know how the ailerons work, how it banks an airplane, and the flaps, they come down, they give you drag, to kind of slow you down a little bit, keep it from stalling. And we all know that, but when you're going like this, Instead of going like this, hitting your throttles forward, pop pitches, fuel boost pumps, mixtures, lowering your landing gear, flap indicator, trim wheels, all that stuff is easy for doing this and watching your instruments. But when you're flying this is a whole different thing. In time, you know, as you grow older, David, you know, your skills will get a lot better and better and better. Believe you me, when I first started building models, they look like tape and hatchet jobs, you know, like glue prints, fingerprints. And my father always scolded me all the time. So, Frank, you got to be neat when you build these things. When you leave your fingerprints on models, that's very amateur. And a lot of people don't admire stuff like that. You got to keep your hands clean all the time, work slowly, and always trim your parts off before you glue together. When I first started building models, I was building these card models and stick and tissue models, Cleveland kits. And plastic didn't come out until probably around the middle 50s. And they were in the development probably early as 1950. Because Monogram started making a lot of plastic and wooden ones, like Speedy Built jobs. P-51D Mustang. Yep. That's one hell of an airplane. You know, when the Mustang came out back in 1944, I think it's either Herman Goring. I think I quote from Herman Goring that he said, well, we just lost the war. When those Mustangs came out, boy, they were tearing after those Focke-Wulfs and Messerschmitts, and the Heinkels, everything. They were airplane almost 500 miles an hour. Those things can go. Those big old Rolls-Royce Merlin engines and things. Yeah, they started out with Allison engines, like the B model, the Malcolm Hood and stuff like that. The Allison engines are a very damn good engine. But when those English built Merlins came out, they were very thanks you gouging me in the head. They are very beautiful engines. Well precision, well built. Man. Ships. The wet stuff. Talk about ships. I don't know if you've seen my Brooklyn. It's a card model. I think I had posted my video. It's over here just a walk away. I'll show it to you how much I've been doing this thing. Ooh. USS Brooklyn. These car kits are pretty darn good. They build up like, look like plastic. The way they're built like the real ones. Good old Spanish-American War. And here's what started it. Battleship A made that out of paper. I got probably about 4,000 or 5,000 kits. I got a lot of them. I got kits I collected since the 1950s and 60s, 70s, 80s, up, down. I got most of my kits old vintage anyway, made from 50s, 40s, and 1930s. And I don't like new stuff. I'm a pretty old school guy. You know, I'm pretty well set in my own ways. There's no significance in new stuff nowadays. other than what they're producing, like that B-24 I just got. I'm an old school guy. You know, I like old school models of building. I'm more or less I'm more or less in favor of older stuff. Well, I'm used to building, you know, and new stuff nowadays is beautiful. You know, I like something that you can work with your hands a lot. I got 10 viewers. All 10 of you out there, welcome to Frankie Day Thursday Night Hangout. Chat's open. I got Mr. David over here. He's with him and I are having a talk, a chat back and forth on what he's doing and I'm doing and everything, and we're just having a blast. And it's pretty great, though. I enjoy it very well. And yeah, more military stuff, good stuff. I still got a lot of things I have, you know, I've collected over the years. I've got, because I have always had fears and if something going wrong with the world, I won't be able to buy any more models. So I make sure I got them all here. I don't have to worry about so much about them. And that'd be it there. Put in this ammo boxes right here. Yep. Open this up here. Yeah, thanks very much, buddy. Thank you. I got trapped in that crummy war in Vietnam. My first intentions were to go to college. I wanted to become an aeronautical engineer. I figured that'd be a pretty good job for you to get out and be on airplanes and stuff. And so I assumed back then that if I got in the service like that, I could make something out of myself, you know. But when the war came to view, it kind of changes things for me. So I was 17 years old when I joined the Navy. And I liked it. I encourage any young man, military age, to go in the service. Get a good education in it. See the world. See things you've never seen before. I know I have. Lawrence Models, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to Frankie Day's Thursday Night Hangout. Yep. Yeah, those Lancasters pretty pricey airplane. Johnny's got one of those. I think it's a wing nut kit. Good grief, I cannot imagine how much that damn thing costs. I say about $600 on that. I know that Liberator cost my kids $250 plus tax. I don't know how much they paid for it, but the price tag's on it, $250.99. And they picked it up at Sprue Brothers. I never heard of them before. They told me, Dad, we got a hobby shop online. You ever heard of Sprue Brothers before? I go, no. There's so much out there, guys. I don't even know what's out there. I'm pretty much in limbo. So anyway, I find that it's a good kit. I'm building it now. Here it is, Lawrence. That's a cockpit subassembly. This thing is loaded with detail. My God, comes with photo etched parts too. Not very many, but just enough there to spruce this thing up a little bit. You can actually climb up in this damn thing and just sit down and start pulling that yoke back. That landing gear is something else right there at Noseville. I don't know how in the hell those guys get down there, especially the bomb aimer, the bombardier. When that landing gear is retracted, as the retracting struts nolios, they go in, and you get your goddamn Heva suit on, flight jacket on, your B5 flight jacket on. You got a shimmy. Where's this thing at? You got a shimmy between that ladder and the bulkhead here, just to work your way up forward to here. And there's more of it here goes. Right here. That's where the bombardier sits at. You got to realize, we call the thing, on the real airplane, they got like a little catwalk goes on the side, somewhere you can kind of put your knees on and knee around to get to here. The navigators stand up on top of here, and flight engineer sat back here. One thing about this thing, if I went on a bombing mission, a B-24 Liberator got shot up, and that thing started going to a spin, you'd never get out of that airplane. B-17, you got a good chance getting out because you got a lot of entry and emergency exit ways. You know, the pilot and flight engineer could go to the exit through the cockpit. The thing about it is, when you go to a spin, the spiral of death until you plunge to the ground, you got that centrifugal force that kind of pulls you up against the fuselage. Ain't no way you can break from it. It's like a magnet, and you must ride the boat. You're dead. All-time favorite kit. There's so many of them. All-time favorite kit. Let me ponder for a couple of minutes. I can think about it. What was my all-time favorite kit? I'll tell you what it was. It was that 148 scale B-17. When it came out back in 1975. Had a price tag of $8.50. When I seen that, I was in love. Because only B-17s we had a time were the Lindbergh I have up there, and the Ravel ones, 172nd scale. Most of the Airfix made the 172nd scale. When that was all there. The Ravel started getting cracking on the 148 scale range. That's when we started pumping out those goddamn bombers, you know. B-17, the B-24 was next. After that, the C-47 Skytrain, the B-25, the B-26 Marauder. And also they finished up with the big B-29. Now, B-29 was one of my all-time favorite kits. It really was. Because there wasn't too many B-29s back in those days. I'll tell you why, guys. When a lot of people wonder, how come there weren't very many B-29 kits back in those days? Because that plane was top secret. It was a top secret aircraft until 1960. Then it became the B-50 bomber. And everybody knew about it. It was a nuclear bomber. And there was nothing top secret on that plane that I can see. But there was stuff on there, the engineering and everything to it could be copied. And that's what the Russians did when they got one of those B-29s. They rebuilt one. And it looked just like a B-29. B-29 with red star. No, they were a top secret. There was a lot of things. Now, for example, there's another kid here I got. My daughter got this for her birthday. About, what the hell is that? 5 or 6 years. ago when I first got on eBay, when I first got on YouTube. This ballistic submarine for a chance. This USS George Washington. This is my ballistic submarine I got. And it's one of those educational show models. Now, this model came out by Wind Wall. This is a Wind Wall kit. Now, this thing came out back in 1961. This ship was commissioned in 1961. There's stuff in this model that's omitted because of top secret. So they didn't make too many of these, just enough to give you an idea of the innards of this submarine consists of. So that B-29 came out back in 1978 with a price tag of $12. I made that very well. I got 3 of them, my Stash Thumper and the Enola Gay. And that was my all-time favorite airplane. I said, man, they're making them big now. And you got now they're making them bigger now. 1/32 scale, like this Liberator I got here. Jeez. Anybody considering you're buying this B-24 Liberator or the B-17 or the Lancaster where they got out there to do stuff, you better find a good place to put it at. I mean, now this B-24 is giving me I found a good way I can store this thing. I can store this B-24 in the same box it came out of. Because the wings on this thing were designed on the kit the same thing as the Airfix Shackleton kit. On the Airfix Shackleton kit, you had this big old spar. It looked like a tongue and groove thing. It fit in like this. Here's your wing. Here's your spar. And that wing is slid back through the spar. And when the wing roots were flush with the fuselage, you couldn't see where they're joined at. So if I want to store it, just pop the wing off like this. Put the wing in the box here. Put the wing in the box there. And put the fuselage in between the wings. Put the box on. Put it away. Forget about it. It's there. That same thing this B-24 is going to be. I can pop those wings right off and put them in that box in the rudder. If I want to go to a hobby ship, I want to go to like a convention or something like that, I just take the whole kit in there. Pull up the box, take B-24 up, plug the wings in, set it on the judge's table, and walk off. No muss, no fuss. Coming out of the same box that came out, so I'm saving that box. So save that box, fellas, because that wing will slide up that spar. When it slides up that spar, like I said, take both those wings off, take in that box, put the fuselage in between the wings, and put the lid on the box, and carefully don't shake it up and break anything. Yeah, that Lancaster, I think it's HK models or wingnut. They got a clear fuselage. On one side, the other side's solid. So when you turn around, you can see the inside of it. In a way, I wish you'd done that in that B-24 in a way. There's so much detail in this thing. It's incredible. Man. It's just like the Strawberry Bits. The detail, they must have got a blueprint on this thing when they designed this kit. Because I've been aboard the Strawberry Bitch. That was the desert version they used over in Libya, over Saluch through there, and up by North Africa and all through there, North African campaign, and Italy, Mediterranean, all desert pink, and had one guy think about buying this. He wanted to make the desert pink version. That'd be okay, but the thing about it is they didn't have the J version back then. It was a D model with the whole big glass greenhouse bombardier window right there at the front. That was the earlier B-24. When the J model came out with the 2 Bendix turrets, it never saw action in North Atlantic. It was stationed in the Mediterranean and even the South Pacific as well. And so, like I say, you guys consider buying something this big, you better find a good place to put it. Because as big as it is, it's going to get bumped and busted. So I'm very clumsy around big stuff like that. Now, little models, they're out of your way. You know, you're miles from it, it's not going to bother you. But you got something big like that with a huge, hideous 45-inch wingspan, you're going to bump into it. Good morning, Scale Modeler Vamp. How you doing, buddy? Welcome to Frankie Day's Thursday night hangout. And as y'all know, I'm working on my Hobby Boss 1/32 scale B-24 Liberator. A beautiful gift I received from my babies. And thus far, I'm working on sub-assemblies. I'm getting this cockpit section all done. I got the bombardier and the radio up and the navigator's compartment going on now. And button this up, prepare for priming. So starting on the other sub-assembly sections. So this is a pretty good kit. I've spent about 2 days so far since I got this model. I spent all this time on it. And I just knocked off a while ago preparing for these here. And preparing for those. And the bill will progress. Yes, you can. Permission to come aboard. Welcome aboard, sir. Welcome aboard. You only have to salute the ensign or the ship's flag. Just come on board. Welcome to Frankie Day's Thursday night hangout. And I've been working on my new Hobby Boss 1/32 scale B-24 Liberator. I'm working on my Brooklyn over there. Yeah, a few other things I'm working on. Do a lot of dusting. I had to dust this bad boy. I built this years ago. Out of wood. FF1 Goblin. That was the predecessor to the F3F. I used to work for a guy named Rick Tyson. He was a model broker. He hired me one time to build solid models for him. He gave me a bunch of wooden blanks. This thing is made from a wooden blank. All this was just solid wood. That's called a blank. Then you got to use a file and carve everything using templates. I went a little too deep with the ring grids right here, but it's very effective and tedious too, but effective. Yes, sir. FF1 Goblin. Oh, yeah. I got something for you, Vaughn. I got something for you. You like this, buddy. This is the USS Brooklyn, ACR-3, 1898, Spanish-American War. This is a card model. I've been working on this. I got almost 1,000 pieces of this thing so far. This thing is built almost like the real one. I love these old Spanish-American War vessels. They got great importance to the Navy. This is known as Teddy Roosevelt's New Modern Steel Navy that he had back in the late 19th century. And the Navy we had before, back in the 1800s, was relevance of the Civil War. Got away from those, and they got those clunky ironclads. And as the 19th century progressed into the late 1890s, late 1800s, they were making steel hull ships with wooden masts and yards and engineering. And Teddy Roosevelt was Assistant Secretary of the Navy back in the late 1800s. Come along good there, Larry. Come along very well, dear sir. I've been just showing off my USS Brooklyn card kit to Vaughn and everybody. And Sergeant Bones, welcome aboard, dear sir, and thank you very much for being my Thursday night hangout. Nothing spectacular compared to Smoo and the gang, but I try the best I can until I get something better going on here. I never had any spacecraft modeling. Wait a second, let me regroup. Yes, 1955. Years ago. Many years ago. Some of you guys remember these things, some of you don't. You just get a box of cereal like Post Toasties, Corn Flakes, Sugar Smacks, Sugar Pops, and variety packs. You see mostly in variety packs. You turn over the back of the variety pack and they get an advertisement. Well, this box top of this cereal and $2 or $1, you can get sent away for this. Well, there's a Walt Disney animation, realistic, very remarkable and very well achieved for the time. They made a movie called a Missile to the Rocket to the Moon or something like that. They had this big TWA rocket. They called it the dinosaur. It had 3 stages. It came up like this. Another stage came up. Another one came out. Last one looked like a jet. It had a delta wing. It looked like an F-86 Sabre with the wings on it. It came down. And that would blast off. That'd be the last stage. As it blasted, they could land on the earth and the wheels would come down. That right there, my friends, was those guys who did that were too far up the beam today when making the space shuttle. You look at the space shuttle compared to that, man, those guys were too far up the beam. I had a couple of monster figures. I got one right now. Aurora. Creature of the Black Lagoon. Green plastic. I paid 79 cents for that at WW Woolworths department store. Those guys had a lot of models back in those days. We used to go in there, venture in there, get models. Oh, man. Frog kits, Hasagawa. Hasagawa didn't get started in about 1970. When their kits were a little higher compared to the usual, but not that much. Nowadays, they're skyrocketing. Anyway, that dinosaur TWM rocket I had, I wish I had that thing. For the love of life of me, I don't know where I went. It must have got misplaced in the past when I drew my moves on with the Navy. That thing stood about 20 inches tall. I don't know what scale it was. But you guys probably seen that in Walt Disney. It comes up like this. Well, the best way to do it, I can draw a picture really fast so you guys get an idea. It's hard for me to describe it with my hands. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Got my insurance paper for my car. Yeah, look like this. Let me draw it really fast for you guys. You guys got me going on now. Yeah, right here, longer. It looked like that. This here would come off. It had TWA on there. This thing would blast off, take off. And these things here were stages. It was 3 stages. They call it the dinosaur. That was the name. That's what it was. The build the dinosaur. Proof of purchase of this Post Toasties variety pack. And $2, you get a model. This thing came all the way from Disneyland. Unbelievable. Anybody's got that, hang on to it. That thing is worth dollars. Big dollars. Yep. Also, they had a Lindbergh did a space station. I built one of those. Also, yeah, I have built a science fiction. That's back in the early 1950s, 52, 53. Lindbergh kit. It was a flying saucer. It had a little green Martian in that damn thing. It was shaped round. It had a little clear bubble on top of it. You see a little Martian, man. I painted his eyeballs, and it was neat as heck. I took it to school for show and tell. I was about 12 years old. I built that thing. Some kid came up there and picked up, hey, does they fly? He threw it like this. Man, I got rid of this pink. I didn't get pink. I got red. So I gave him a good punch in the nose. I said, you got 79 cents in your pocket? He goes, no. And I says, you better have 79 cents tomorrow. You get the same thing you just had now. And he came up with 79 cents pretty quick. And I got me a new flying saucer. So here's the one you broke. Keep it. There you go. Is that the Trumpy 1/200 scale? Oh, yeah. Take your time. I did a video on that, Sergeant Bones. Trumpeter kit, 1/200 scale. Oh, it's a beautiful kit. The only thing bad about it was those figures look like giants. Those they give you. I was really astounded when I opened up that box. I got that for a Christmas present. I must have got that about 4 or 5 years ago. And I got special $200. It's about a $300 kit. And I got $200. I pulled it up and went through it, and they have these boxes with these little figures. Oh, wow, I got little figures on here. And those guys, the scale, look like 10-foot giants. I got a lot of building kits too. I got the Norski Love. I got the Lila Dan, the Gilland, Cuddy Sark. What's the other one over there? It's a research ship. It's called the Cousteau or something like that. I forget what it is. What the hell is the name of that damn thing? I got another one too. The Sea Adler. Also, I think I got the tugboat. Zwarte Z. Zwarte Z. Z-W-A-R-T-E-Z. Now, the Reveal kit of the Arizona came out back in 1958. I was about, I think I was 17 or 18 back then. And I bought it at a hobby shop, Long's Hobby Shop. And I said, wow, I got the USS Arizona. And it was a real nice kit. I think the Reveal got a blueprint of that thing. That thing was designed. The blueprint they got off that wasn't the 1941 refit. It was a refit of the early 1930s because it had those OC-3 biplanes on there, and also you had the open 125 open casement guns too. No gun blisters, all railings around them. Now I get the Reveal. Still got the Reveal one I built years ago. I got another Reveal kit of the Arizona, and lucky me, when I bought it at the hobby shop, the guy had Lauren Perry's gold medal models, 1/426 scale, which is scaled in. It had the floater wedge railing set, but it was optional. Either you could model it as for World War II, or as the closing of the beginning of the war, where he got sunk back in 1941. No, I never have. I've been eyeballing that kit. I like to get the Neptune. That's a real nice kit. I like to get that. Now, I got that old Norski Love, my building. That's an old one. Boy, I think it's a beautiful ship when it's done. Oh, yeah. I remember that quite well. That was back in the very early 1960s. Well, Shepard, he flew the old X-15. Him with Scott Crossfield. Those guys were my astronaut heroes. Scott Crossfield, and Alan Shepard. Yes, I do. I got 3 of them. Scroll saws I got, these things are all precision made. I think one is maybe Sears and Roebuck I got from Sears. And the other one is, I think it's an Atlas. And they got a blower on there like that. It really blows. I also got a big bandsaw too. I do that for ripping holes. Holes like this. I carved this from a 2x6 using a bandsaw. This is my merchant ship. Now the SS Hawaiian Packard. And there it is right there. All 2x4. 1/16 scale. She's a C3 merchantman. And I use my bandsaw on that. And this thing needs to be done. It needs to be cleaned off real good. I got a Mattel vacuum form machine. I'm gonna start making maybe some boats on this thing and everything. I'm hauling a lot of stuff up, fixing them up, guys. I got a lot of stuff going on here. I got a lot of stuff. Ah, yes, indeed. Yep. I was showing these guys a while ago about the Spanish-American War on my USS Brooklyn. This thing here is dusty. It's my USS Maine, made from paper. Sunk Havana Harbor, 1898. Yep. USS Maine. That's scale 1/250 scale. And got my little Winnie Mae over here, Wally Post, and humorist Will Rogers got killed in this thing. Not the same, but it was one almost like it. It was the Lockheed Cyrus, which belonged to the famous aviator, pioneer aviator. The old Winnie Mae. This is an old Lindbergh kit. They reissued this. I had one just like that, bought back in 1954. Somehow along the line, I got broke or lost during my travels as I was in the military. And I got my Skytrain over here. My C-47. This is no Monogram job. This thing always gets dusty. I'm always dusting it off. These things are dust collectors. These things are. They can be. You just got to be careful not to disturb dust. Clean. Anyway, this is my C-47. Goody Bird. This is my Monogram 1977 kit. A Buzz Buggy. I think this thing cost $10 back in 1977. So 1978 when it first came out. The old Skytrain. I was very happy that Monogram brought that out. They really were pumping out the 1/48 scale multi-motor airplanes at the time, guys. They really were. No, I never heard of Horizon models before, sir. I never have, Larry. Horizon models. I don't know. I got to venture into that, do some research on that. You guys go on Facebook, you'll see a picture of my. I had a Santa Claus hat on there, and I had my 1918 tramp steamer. I had SS Mojave. It was a Theodore Ferris design, all wooden, all wooden. The George F. Ferris, the Georgia Theodore Ferris was part of the EF, the Emergency Fleet Program, and they were the Liberty ships of World War One, because U-boats out there were sinking tonnage really fast. So we're building those things faster than tonnage. We're building those things faster than U-boats could sink them. These are all wooden cargo ships, and all 1918 tramp steamers. Not very many old kits like that out there. Anything about tramp steamers, I'll tell you one closest thing you get by a tramp steamer that you get right now is by Lindbergh. It's the Q ship. You'll see it on there. It's a decoy ship, Q ship. Lindbergh just re-released that. I got one over there in my stash pile back there. I bought two of them, and they were a tramp steamer, but they used as Q ships back in World War One. I did the same thing back in World War Two. And the technology of those things are something else. How they built those things back in the days. And the blueprints of those things was very remarkable, how the engineering is. Of course, what we got nowadays went onward, compared to what they have nowadays. Like the construction of old early steel Navy, like the USS Maine, the Brooklyn, all those late 19th century pre-dreadnoughts, they had engineering problems. Somehow, I don't know how the hell they did something like that for. Anyway, right mind would not put a coal bunker next to a magazine. See, that's what sunk the USS Maine back in Havana Harbor. See, back years ago, back in 1898, during the McKinley administration, we weren't very good relations with Spain, and Spain didn't want us to intervene because we didn't like what they were doing to the Cubans. They were coming over in Cuba and stuff. They were over there and terrorizing the Cuban people out there, and they're slaughtering them and taking them, throwing them in concentration camps and everything. See, Spaniards, they were trying to rule the world. They did it with the English. The English pushed them back where they came from. They didn't fool the English anymore. They said, well, this is a nation of the record. We're not going to fool these people anymore. And even from the French, they lost from the French. Now they want to pick on us. And so we taught a very valuable lesson in Manila Bay with Commodore Dewey when he sent the Great White Fleet out there. Every ship that Spain had was in the bottom of Manila Bay. If you drain Manila Bay out there in the Philippines, you got about 200 feet up to 700 feet of water out there. You'll find a bunch of Spanish-American warships out there sunk out there. Red oxide. Right there. You can get red oxide in bottles. You can get red oxide rattle cans. I use rattle cans for my hulls. Make sure when you spring this stuff, make sure, here's a tip, guys, on your spray paint. Never keep aerosol cans like this out in the garage, especially if you live in a cold climate. If you live in a cold climate, like I do, you go out in the garage and you got spray paint, you want to spray a hole with this stuff. This ain't going to go on with nothing. So the best thing, make sure these aerosol cans are the same temperature that your room's in and your model's in, You'd be amazed how this paint goes on very nicely. Use a rattle can. Don't go 10 inches. Don't go 12 inches. 18 to 20 inches. Here's the subject. Here's the can. When you spray it, all that mist will build up. You get too close, you'll create a run. You got to master this by distance to get a better coverage. I use these, buddy. Don't be offended by using aerosol cans. Don't be bashful. Don't be ashamed or anything. All of us use it. I use them all the time. Get good results. It's better than airbrush. Miles better. That's what I use red oxide paint. Get some Krylon red oxide or Rust-Oleum oxide. The best red oxide paint to get in aerosol cans is Krylon. Krylon. This company here. This is clear. This stuff is good. I use this as card models, especially on a sheet of paper. Take it outside or use ventilation. Spray this with your card model. It'll make the cardstock more pliable to work with. It also protects the print. It keeps it from fading off and smearing. The United States Navy used not measure, it was Bupers 3865-247Z or something like that. It was a special red oxide anti-fouling paint that they painted the hulls. It kills barnacles, gets rid of tornado worms, everything on those hulls. You look at the Titanic very much, that's the same kind of paint they used. There's parts of the Titanic hull, you still see red oxide paint on there. And you go down to Bikini, in the Bikini Atoll. Look at all those ships out there that sunk. The Pennsylvania, all of them, that turned turtle and went down about 200 feet of water. All their hulls red oxide. You can see them still. Back in the 1800s, the United States Navy used green. It was a kind of a greasy green anti-fouling paint. This is way before they used red oxide. Then they decided, well, let's go red oxide instead. So what they did, they used that green as a primer and went back over it red oxide paint. So you got two anti-fouling paints on there, made those holes. That's the reason why the USS Olympia in Philadelphia Naval Yard, she's still afloat. She's over 120, 30 years old because her hull is very well preserved with that special green paint and that red oxide. Nope, it was red oxide. That was called a navigation deck in the bridge. It was red oxide. All steel weather decks on the Arizona, on the navigation bridge, was red oxide. The same thing on the rest of the signal bridge was red oxide. And then you get up there to your directors, the decks were all were 5S color. And the Arizona was painted 5S back in 1941, November, because she collided with the USS Oklahoma during maneuvers. Damage was very minimal, it was a little dent. And by the same time they took that dent out, Admiral Kimmel in Pearl Harbor from Nassau's Bupers, Washington, D.C., carry out the color schedule of Operation Rainbow 5. All battle line ships are painted with this new paint chip number. And here's your paint numbers for you so you can mix it. This is measured 5S, dark sea blue. All fire control stations from the funneled line on top is all pale gray. Now, The colorful thing about it is the top of the turrets gives you battleship divisions. The Arizona belonged to the 3rd Division, Asiatic Fleet. She had her in Oklahoma had the same thing, and also the same thing was Nevada. West Virginia was black. California was blue. The Tennessee was blue. Turret tops right there. When airplanes flying, they can identify that ship, USS Arizona, belongs to the Asiatic Fleet, and all that. So even Washington, D.C., they were preparing for war. Yep, that's what I got my Arizona. Top of the navigation bridge is all red oxide. And the reason why is it's a wet deck. It gets a lot of spray. It's wet all the time. You try to paint that thing with deck blue. That blue will come off the paint, and pretty soon you got to start keep red letting it because it'll rust quicker. You'll have your deck apes out there, your knuckle draggers out there with a chip and hammer knocking that rust off, wire brushing, put some red lead on there, and roll on your paint. So they said, no, paint the whole thing red oxide. That's a weather repellent paint coloring. Same thing you use in the hulls. It won't rust. No matter how cold, how damp, how what, it'll never rust on you. Look at Titanic. Laying 2.5 miles underwater, been there for 110, 12 years. And you still see the red oxide paint on it. So they last forever. Huh. I like Adventure Horizon models. I know Horizon Models makes those rate control foamy jobs. The EPA foamies. Those right there are putting guys like us out of business because we can't go in a hobby shop and get anything simple. You know, I mean, they more or less have favoritism towards these cars. They race all the time in those ready to fly airplanes, those EPA foamy jobs. Man, that's terrible. Let me show you guys something. I'm so glad I got everything in hand right here. I can just pull that out and show you. Why buy a foamy that you didn't build in the first place? Why you can buy something like this and build it? I'm going to build that this year. I'm going to find this view control. This is an old SIG J3 Cub. It has about a 7-foot wingspan this thing has. Designed for radio control, free flight, display, and view control, and radio control. 4 channels. It's about the best Cub there is out there, guys. Mr. SIG and his wife Hazel, they really designed a beautiful airplane. Now that's why I like to build, guys. These EPA foamy things, they're a waste of money. You know, I can't get overjoyed by buying something somebody else built. They sell it in a box like this. You take it out, you plug it in, up the wild blue yonder you go. This here you can build. You know you built it. It too will go up in the wild blue yonder. But the difference is, I built that thing. That's the gratification of it right there. You built it. You know it's going to fly. Yep. Yeah, those Gorilla kits ain't too bad. They're not too bad. They fly very well, especially get those stick tissue jobs. Here's a treat I want to tell you guys. We guys get those old Gorilla kits. Some nowadays they're laser cuts. You got nothing to worry about. There's a different kind of balsa wood used nowadays compared to back in the 60s and 50s when the old Gorillas came out. Now, if you got a vintage kit from the 1960s, the Gorillas like Thomas More Scout, the Rumpler, the Spad, the Newport, the Fokker triplane, all those with all those die cut pieces right there. First thing you do, don't even try to take those die cut pieces out because you'll bust them. And you'll fret and get mad and start pulling your hair out and say, screw it, throw it in the trash can. And they, thank God they got sent stuff with plans. You can duplicate the part again by using the pieces they got on there already. But here's the trick. This is your die cut piece of wood here. You turn it around in the back. You take a sanding block. You sand the whole piece of that wood right there. It has die cut pieces. Pretty soon you'll see the die cut pieces right there. How it was cut out. But the same purpose as that, you're making the parts come out very easy, and you're lightening the balsa wood. Them things are very heavy. I'll tell you another kit too is very heavy. Is those Comet All-Star kits. Have you guys ever seen them before? Them things are heavy. Ain't no way you can fly those things rubber powered. You waste your time. I got a Jenny one time I bought. That thing was heavy. And I think I got the wheels. That thing is over here. Yeah. These things weigh about right here. That came up that Comet All-Star kit. Rubber, a solid rubber. These things probably weigh I say about 10 ounces. You put these wheels on that plane and wind it up, stretch a rubber band, and crank rubber bands with these wheels on, that plane will just go down. Too heavy. I got rid of these things. I made some new ones out of cardstock. I used a bow compass, cut around there, made disc, sandwich up, made sandwiches of them, sand real well, epoxy an eyelet there for my axle like that, and solder it, light as better. But those kits are awful hard. Now those old Gorilla kits, guys, I can tell you, you got to sand the back of the sheets off. That reduces weight and plus it makes those parts come off easy. Yes, I can. Matter of fact, I may do it this year. Since I got the setup right here with a new webcam I have up there, I can build right here and show you guys. We'll make a tutorial right here. I'll do it right here. And I can do that. I did a tutorial on card models too, I believe. I did a couple of videos on that. I know quite certain I did. Well, I got 23 viewers tonight and 10 thumbs up. Thank you all, 23 of you guys. I'm very honored each one of you guys. Thank you very much for hanging in my Thursday night hangout. And I'm having a blast of my life. And you guys, all you new fellas out there probably wondering what Frankie Day's up to. So what now? I'm building on my 1/32 scale Hobby Boss B-24 Liberator. I got the cockpit department almost done. Now I'm working on the Bombardier Navigator Radio Operator department. Then I'll go ahead, put this aside, and work on more sub-assemblies. We'll get all the sub-assemblies completely finished. Should have done about 2 or 3 days. Then I'm going to take it outside in my garage, out there using a good primer. And I prime it real good. Then the rest of it will follow. I'm going to tell you, that's a big airplane, guys. That's going to take a lot of paint. Take a lot of paint. Oh, you're like just like old Smoo and Festa. Sometimes I get that way too. I want to tell you something, fellas. We get older in life, you know. You don't sleep that much, you know. A couple hours, so you'd be surprised. Like me, I can be on my feet all day long and working on these things, working on my job, doing outside activities, do stuff around the house, I get a little tired, yes. At my age, you know, a lot of people say, man, how you do it, Frank? I mean, how you're 77 years old, you just keep it going. You know why? I don't eat fast foods. I keep myself active. I live a clean life. And when you have that, you'll live a long time. That's why I got so many models. The time for me to die is when I finish up all my models. That's when I want to go. Because I got so many here, I'm afraid to leave them alone. I'm dead, you know. And so living for the living, I don't even think about death and stuff like that because it's distant from me right now. So I'm enjoying myself. Yeah, boy, old Smooth, old Festa, boy, they're all night long. These guys are. I mean, they're fun to watch. You know, I sit there and just work on a model, listen to them waffle and have a good time. Vaughn, the most aircraft, you know, are the biggest number in World War II. I'd say maybe the B-17, B-25, and pursuit ships. Wooden Harvards, wooden P-40s, wooden P-47s, P-51s too. There are a lot there. Liberator, it did me a lot of those. They were supposed to be the replacements for the B-17. See, Edward C. Wells is only 22 years old when he worked for Boeing Aircraft Company. He was an airplane designer. Very young man. Those guys are geniuses back in those days, opposed to the guys his age nowadays are. Very well educated. Know how to read a tape. Know how to use the engineer rule. Knew how to use calipers. He could read plans and draw plans. And mentally in his mind, he put it on paper. He knew it'll work. And it did. B-17 came out back in 1939, 38. It was didn't look like it did now. It had two side blitzers on the side. And it changed during the time. But when the B-24 Liberator came out, see, B-24 Liberator was based off the PB-2Y Coronado flying boat. Let me show you something. This is Coronado right here. It's dusty. PB-4Y Coronado. You look at that, you see a B-24. That's what they did. Mr. Carlson and Jake Edwards worked for Consolidated Aircraft Company back in 1937. His name was the Model 29, which is a PB-2Y Coronado flying boat. They said, what the hell? Design a good flying boat. This thing's dusty. And what they did, let's make a bomber. War's on the way. We got flying boats. We got a good Coronado flying boat. We got a good PBY out there flying around. We need to make a bomber. We got to make something that's compatible with the B-17, and they did. They made the V-24 Liberator. So V-24 Liberator was based off this here Coronado flying boat because they kept the tail. See, look how big that fuselage is. And you look at this. See what I mean, fellas? Look at this. See, that's what they designed the B-24 off this flying boat. And the Coronado, the B-24 could carry a bomb load a lot more than that in the B-17. They had the most beautiful Davis wing design. They could travel for a long time. But they have a lot of flaws in them. I mean, they lost a lot of men, those liberators, because of most of the time is during when a plane gets shot down, it goes into a spin. When it spins, you got centrifugal force. You're glued back. You can't get out, especially on a V-24. You're up here. Ain't no way. It's hard to get. There's no escape out of there. There isn't. The turret does. They got these two Bendix turrets on here. The same thing on here, like you do on the V-24 Liberator. It's easy for the gunner to get out. All you gotta do is turn it on the side, open the two doors, and just fall out. But the rest of the crew members, they go down with the ship. They just gonna ride the boat until they're dead. Anyway, that's what the B-24 was modeled off of. And that's how that was built. Oh, okay, we followed back in the chat. 3:30 in the morning. No one sleeping. Ha ha. Yes, I have. I haven't built the Airfix 148 scale wallers, but I got one close to it. It's called Smear, company name Smear, S-M-E-R, and a scale of 150. I've got one of those. It's down there in my finished basement. It's a very nice kit, and I can imagine an Airfix kit's even better. Yes, I am. You know something? You took the words right out of my mouth there, Larry. I'm going to have a New Year's chat. I got me a whole load of cigars, came in the mail. I got me some root beer and some jelly beans. Kick back, smoke a cigar, and watch it turn into the new year. And I'll play you guys a jolly tune. You probably like that on the guitar. And we'll have ourselves a ball. We'll have some fun. So, like you say, guys, they got New Year's coming up. Stay home. Get yourself a man cave. Join me. Drink a few beers, little shots. Left-hand cigarettes, where you guys got going on. And just enjoy the night. You're safe and sound in your home. No place better than home, fellas. You go out there in that crazy world out there drinking and driving and see how far you get when we go home. You have Christmas lights behind you. You'll have a nice award ticket for driving. Handcuffs, jail you go. Can't drive for 6 months. A judge ain't gonna see you if you see counseling. Get a lawyer for $1,000. And no driving for about 2 weeks. Your driver's privilege is back. Insurance rates goes up. Not worth it. When all that goes down, plastic don't come around. Yes, I have. I think it's a scientific kit of the USS Constitution. I've got a 1931 Boucher blue jacket kit, 1/8 scale, old iron sides. I got behind my stash pile over here. I got that from my daddy. My daddy bought kits all the way from the 1920s, all the way up until his death. He bought those blue jacket kits because all there was out there back in those days. I heard a lot of stuff from him. There you go, Bob. You be proud of yourself, sir. You know, you have to wake up with a swelled head next morning. If you do, hell, you're home. And it's not worth it, fellas. Go through and get loaded, you know? It's not worth it. Most guys in the modeling community like our plastic. We don't like go out there and give them to the state. And I try to give a message to everybody out there because, you know, I've made a lot of mistakes in my lifetime. Well, I ain't no angel myself, but I learned, you know. The lesson is that I learned. And I always stayed away from trouble because I know what trouble can get you into. Okay, Eastern time for New Year's. We're gonna kick off this hangout at 8 o'clock Eastern time. No, I'll tell you what I can do. I can go better than that. A lot of you fellows out there are wee parts of the morning. We'll start about 7 o'clock. So 7 o'clock will be just like it is right now. We'll have live music, model building going on, answering questions. I have the answers. And you guys stay home, have a few shots, drink some beers, enjoy yourself at home. You don't need to go out there. It's trouble out there. Let the amateurs pay the states. You guys ain't amateurs. You guys are professionals. So professional people stay home. They're smart. Wow. Bob, I think Dave asked me a while ago how many I got in my stash. I got between 4,000 or 5,000 models in my stash. I got them up here. I got them down below. And I got them in my loft. And I got them up there in the spring house. And my spring house, I got all my big rig control ships. I got my USS Missouri, which is 10, 12 feet long. And I got all my big rig control stuff out there. They need to go out in the water this year. They haven't been out there for a long time, but I got those down boat trailers to take them out there. Too dang big. I'm doing good taking one of those tugboats out there. I have. One hour. Yeah, they guys about 9 years ahead of me, but not about 9 hours, 8, 9 hours ahead of me. 7, 8. That's 7. About 3 o'clock. Wow. 6. About 10 o'clock. Yeah, about 10 o'clock to be on. Yeah, it'll be 10 o'clock to be on there, Vaughn. See, I'm gonna get off work New Year's Eve. I'm gonna get off work about 6:30. Time I have my supper, I'll take a shower, get anchored down right here. I'll get the hangout. I'll be around 7 o'clock. I hope so. I should live so long. I'm planning on it, guys. You know, you keep yourself active. Don't eat no fast foods and stuff. I eat table food. My baby cooks food for me, and I cook food. I don't eat that fast food. I want to tell you something about fast foods, fellas. It's all by design out there. Let me tell you guys a true story. This is how I look at my own eyeballs. This is how this world composed of. See, the United States of America used to be a war-based economy. We haven't had a war-based economy since the Vietnam War. That's almost 50 years ago. And you got 4 to 5 generations of people since then. That's come to view. That's been born. That are living here on the States. And probably all over the world too as well. The thing about it is, all this fast food. Now, Mr. Reagan, our beloved Commander-in-Chief, Mr. Reagan, Ronald Reagan, he was a governor for California for almost 8 years. And he almost ruined California. Now, when he became president of the United States of America back in 1980, I knew things were going to happen. He did. He got rid of the Teamsters Union, the air traffic controllers. He fired all the unions. The guys weren't getting union pay no more. The guys were working 2 jobs. Their wives had to work. Guy gets off work, too tired, working 2 jobs. Wife gets off work. Let's go off to eat. So Mr. Reagan was smart. So we live in Reaganomics right now. He created a whole bunch of these fast food restaurants. Oh, who's going to watch the kids? Mom, Dad ain't going to watch the kids no more. Reagan's too smart. He invented daycare centers. So while you're working and toiling, and your wife is toiling, your kid's being raised a bunch of people, you don't know who they are. And children are like monkeys. Monkey see, monkey do. You learn from each other. You learn bad habits from each other. and they're not disciplined at home for the bad habits they use. And you got a combination of failed parenthood, failed education, you're not eating right. How are you supposed to maintain excellent mental health and regular physical health living a life like that? I don't live like that. Look at me. I'm 77 years old. I can still run. I can still fight. I build models. I work 6, 7 days a week. I'm retired 3 times in my lifetime. And I refuse not to go down. And I love Jesus very much because he gave me a gift of being healthy and living, because I like to live a clean life. I want to have a good place to go to when I leave this planet. I know there's a world out there, but I don't want to go down below. I want to go up top side. I want to be good. I want to live a clean life so I can got a good home to go to. Now, all this fast food nowadays, guys, is killing people. I go to the grocery store and I see people walking. I get right behind them and look at them. See, back in my days and years ago and years past, it was, I worked for a game day grill and patio. I cook food there. I'm a cook. Who's going to hire a 77-year-old man? I used to be a machinist. I work Acme grilling machines, Bridgeports. I'm a tool maker, tool and die maker. No one's going to hire an old fart away like me. Some do good work in the restaurant. No complaints here. I got income coming in all the time, so I'm a very happy man. So, yep, vegetation, you damn kid they do. People don't understand. Oh, I don't eat meat, I eat vegetables. Yeah, you don't see those vegetables, don't you? Pesticides. And 9, 9, 9 tenths, they don't wash that stuff. Eat raw vegetables like that, eat that pesticides, get your system. Activates those cancer cells you're born with. It creates more cells. Guess what? You got cancer. You're gone. That same thing, all these fast foods. My son-in-law, I just found out last week that he has liver cancer. He don't drink. He don't take drugs. He don't get tattoos on him with needles. He got that from fast foods. All these fast foods these people eat nowadays are killing them. That's all by design by the government. And it's like this, fellas. It's cheaper to kill people with food than making a defense plant, building bombs and bombing people and causing problems and rebombing there and rebuilding their cities like in Japan and Germany. So I don't eat fast foods. I eat food at the home, and I'm very happy. Thanks, guys. Thanks for very candid for you fellas. Your candor. I appreciate your candor. Like I say, I'm good. I live a good life, guys. I'm different than a lot of people. I'm old school. That's the way I was raised. And I got a lot to live for, fellas, you know? These models keep me young. I kid you not. When you got something that keeps your mind going, you don't have time to think about getting sick. You just keep it going. And I work on these things, and I love them to death. I know I'm not going to have them. I can't take them with me, but they're made for the living. As long as I'm alive, I'm going to enjoy them. Besides, I got everything all taken care of, everything, you know? And I'm not going to have people out there like a bunch of vultures grab my stuff and break them up and sell them on eBay. Most of the stuff on eBay comes from estate sales. So guys like me who die, they go in there and buy their models. And they sell them on eBay. A lot of those models on eBay go around 4 or 5 times. Guy buys from eBay, I don't want this, well, I'll sell it back there again. Soothes your nerves. Takes you away from the world. You go outside. Every time you go out the back door, front door, to go out the store, go to work, go where you got to go. You don't got it in your man cave. You're here relaxed. You're safe and sound in your own home. You ain't bothering nobody. Nobody ain't bothering you. That's the way it should be. And like I say, fellas, you know, eating those fast foods are not good. I get behind people, like I said. They walk and they shuffle. It takes great effort for them to pick up their feet. I see people 20 to 30 years old in electric chairs, canes, wheelchairs. My God. The way I look at it, another 15, 20 years from now, about 2 or 3 generations are going to be gone off this planet. I just hope to God we don't have an economic collapse, you know. I just got a gut feeling that the bottom of this country is going to open up real soon. It's going to present some problems. And I'm very happy I own my own house. The thing I worry about me a lot is if I lose my pension, I'll lose my Social Security and everything. If something ever happens, I'll be a dead duck. We'll all be gone. That's when survival of the fittest kicks in. Most women can't cook nowadays. They can't. They can't even boil water. Where I work at, you got a lot of people got a lot of money. They're pretty well off. Most of the money they receive is probably from mom and dad, inheritance they got. But to me, they're fools of money sin parted. The way these people spend money, I say 99 and 9/10 of the population of the United States of America, most of the credit card debt that they owe is from going out eating all the time. And they can't cook. Most women come where I work at. They ask you how you make this. They ask you how you make gravy, Frank. I said, you're a woman, you can't make gravy? I said, did your mother ever cook? Nope. I said, you got to make a roux. Flour, oil, or butter. You darken, you add beef stock or chicken stock to it. It's easy. Yep. Like I say, fellas, it may look, my dad told me a long time ago. Even my grandparents told me a long time ago. If it tastes good, don't eat it. I said, why? Does food supposed to taste good? Yes. In a natural state, food does taste good and excellent. But nowadays, they got MSG, flavor enhancers. They got additives in there. Lord knows what's in it. And the killer diller is all the salt and the sugar in it. And it's all pasteurized. You got to realize all those chickens, pork, beef, time they were born, they're pumped with shots, hormones, to fatten those bad boys up, get them ready to butcher, get them out to the market. People are hungry. Just think, when you're eating that pig, that chicken, that steer or cow, wherever it is, you're eating all that goddamn stuff they put in those cows. Gets in your body. That's why everybody walks around with a Cinderella belly. They haven't seen their private parts since the Kennedy administration. They're so darn big. And that stuff gets your lymph nodes, gets your liver. People don't know what they're doing. They eat themselves to death, don't have sense enough to know it. Salt ain't good for you. High blood pressure, it's bad for your heart. If you're a diabetic, don't eat salt. If you start eating salt, your legs will swell like a toad. Then that turns into congested heart failure, CPOD. Not a good picture. Yeah, good old steaks are good. Steaks ain't too bad. Now, if I would get a lot of meat, I go to Tennessee, which is 2 states away. I can get there probably about 2.5 hours, 3 hours. I can make it to Tennessee. Uncle Carter right there, he's from Buffalo, Tennessee. He's got a farm. He butchers pork and beef all the time. I usually buy a side of beef off him. He butchers right there. He grows his own cattle, grows his own food. That's where I get beef. I go there, get a big old side of beef. and I put it in my big old deep freeze in my kitchen. You know, I grab it out and eat. I got a whole thing full of meat right now from there. I don't go in stores to buy meat. Again, like I said a while ago, pumped full of those darn hormones and junk. Terrible. Fried stuff is very bad. Let me tell you guys about fried food. Here's another story I want to tell you. This is a true story. Back in 1989, my ex-wife, Brenda, before she passed away, she had an uncle named Uncle Tubby. This guy was in the mafia. He got out, and they whacked him. Like I say, you get in the mafia, you better stay in. You get out, you're dead. And he got whacked. And wife said, "Go Uncle Tubby's funeral." Like, he died. Oh, jeez. Says, we went, where's this viewing at? It's in Middlesboro, Kentucky, which is about 40 minutes away. Oh, I'm hungry. I want to get something to eat. We'll see here. Well, I don't have time. Well, we don't have time. We'll see here. So let's go to Shoney's Big Boy, get something to eat. Whatever you want to do, we'll go. So he went there. I had about 5, 6, 7 cups of coffee. By the time I got there, I was about ready to do some serious urinating. And I went to the viewing table. I paid my respects to Uncle Tubby. I asked a few people where the bathroom at. No one knew. Hey, Frank, go in the bushes out there. Don't let them see him. The pig's ass ain't going out there. You got kids out there. What's wrong with you? The kid sees me flashing myself like that, I'm in trouble. You say, you're nuts. Don't worry about it. I'll ask somebody. I couldn't find anybody, fellas. So what I did, there was a double door. Above that door said authorized personnel only. So I kind of pushed it and both doors opened up. As both doors opened up, if I can find somebody, you can tell me where the bathroom's at. I got to pee bad. I mean, I got to pee 38. I got to piss like a racehorse. I mean, I really got to let some water out. I'm ready to urinate my pants. I'm not going to do it. And so I went down 2 flights of stairs. Time to get down the first flight of stairs, I smelled formaldehyde. And as I got down the last flight of stairs, there was this big steel gurney table, stainless steel table. It had a sink in it. He had a stiff, a guy laying there. And this guy had this mortician had this bucket, like a big old pot, like you put beans in. He's pulling out his intestines and everything. Put it inside the pot. And he seen me come up, boy, he jumped like that. I said, hey, settle down. I got to urinate. I got to go to the bathroom. There's one behind the viewing table. I don't know where it's at. I asked people, and no, I got to go to the bathroom. There's one over there. Thank you very much, sir. That's all I need to know, and I'll leave you be. So I urinated, washed my hands, came back, and he goes, he looked at me and says, does this stuff scare you? Well, hell no, don't scare me. I've seen human anatomy before. I did time in Vietnam. I've seen people with their insides blowed off, heads gone, everything. What happened to this poor devil? This guy's a grease eater. He died of a massive heart attack. How do you know? Let me show you how I know. He says, go over there and grab one of those gloves. So I go over and grab one of those gloves, put it in my hand, and he pulls out this guy's heart. Stick out your hand. Jesus, the first time I had a heart in my hand before. It's about as big as you, it's about this big. It fits up in here. And the back of the heart has one to aortas. On the back of the heart is to turn the back of the heart over. I turned the back of the heart, it had a hole, blew it up about as big as a nickel. It blew out. I said, good grief, what caused that thing to blow out like that? This guy's a grease eater. Let me show you something. He took out a scalpel. It wasn't a number 11 blade pointed, it was round. He got one of those aortas, and he scraped all that grease out of that guy's aorta heart, and he put it on a napkin. Look at that. This is what killed this guy. He plugged up his heart. This guy died of a massive heart attack. He went down pretty painful. So that's what happens. You guys eat grease. People don't understand. Doesn't matter if it's sunflower. There's only one type of oil you can use, which I cook with all the time, is olive oil. Has no cholesterol in it or nothing. It's good, pure, but you got to cook it at a low temperature oil. If you use olive oil at a high temperature, it'll bound and burn and stink. And all it does is create a big stink. You know, so you don't want to burn the olive oil. You got to cook down a little less than the medium heat, and cook your food slow. And watch it. Don't turn your back on it. Always watch it when you cook. Now, all oils, corn oil, vegetables oil, animal oil, people don't understand what the nature of oil when it solidifies, it hardens. It's like lard. That stuff gets in your arteries. It builds up like creosote, like a pipe, like a sewer pipe. It gets like that, boom, you're gone. Yeah, sunflower seed oil is good. It's not vegetation. It's more like a seed oil. It's a drier oil. Now, sunflower oil is not very expensive, but olive oil is. I get a big old, I think I pay about $50, $60 for a big, huge quart of that stuff, extra virgin olive oil. And that is some good olive oil. I use that all the time when I cook because I know it don't solidify. I know it has no cholesterol in it, and it's good for you. Even doctors tell you that. Oils like French fry oils, popper oils, oils used for fried chicken and stuff like that. You get that stuff, even bacon. Boy, bacon will seize up your arteries quicker than you can see quick. That is pure solidification oil. All that swine. It tastes good and look good, guys, but I tell you one thing, your system goes, any more of this, karma's a payback. I think the Isabella was that 15th century Spanish gang that I built. Some told me to build that kit. That kit was over 50 years old. And when I opened up that box at first to look at it, to my horror, I seen the wood and I think, oh my God, this thing's disintegrating. I better build this thing quick before I had nothing left but wood dust. That was probably one of my favorites. And I put a lot of time in that thing. I think took me 3 months to build that thing. I did about 20 videos on that thing. And a lot of hours. I put anywhere from 9, 10, 12 hours a day in that thing, every day for 3 months. Man, that was a job. That's an old Billings kit. I thought this Bella at the hobby shop up there in Long Beach, California. I think it's Bob's hobby shop, I think it was. I think I paid about, what, $29 for that kit or something. Fittings and all came with it. And like I said, take a board ship with me, send it home. When I got out of the Navy, I was still sat there all those years, almost 50 years sitting there. And I'm glad it's done. It's sitting out there in our, my wife's got a big old stand with a little round table that's sitting on it by itself. Once in a while she has company and they go over and look at it and stuff. And they come in here and they go, oh my God, I never seen so many models in my life, they say. I said, guys, this ain't nothing. There's people out there got more than I got. Right here, what I have is just the tip of the iceberg compared to a lot of fellows got. Some people got more than I do, and some people got less than I do. I'm just older. I've been collecting for longer. That's why I've got so many models. And I still buy them, still collect them. Hello, Greg. How you doing, buddy? Welcome to Frankie Dave's Thursday night hangout at 10 o'clock in the evening Eastern time here. I guess I've been here about a couple hours so far. I want to enjoy myself rambling on and waffling and suggestive messages and stuff, you know, and working on my B-24 Liberator, my new 1/32 scale. I'm working on the cockpit right now, cockpit department. I was thinking about a couple of days almost since I got the kit. I've been working on that a little bit. The parts of this thing fit very nice. They're almost like a toy in a way. You know, it snaps when you glue those parts on there. When you guys get this Hobby Boss 1/32 scale Liberator, you'll notice it'll snap. So, wow, this thing's really locked in there really well. Aircraft carrier. Yeah, I got a bunch of carriers here. I got Frankie Roosevelt, like the Lexington. Gotta get that. I gotta finish that up for Charlie Mack's Lexington group build. So I gotta start getting hot on that. So I got a long ways doing that thing. And I'm kind of building 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 models at a time. 7. I gotta get this thing done, guys, for tomorrow's video. My little Fokker triplane, paper model. Right there. Came out pretty good. So you can see the ribs on how they pop up right there. They pop up pretty well out of paper. Got the top wing right here. It's all done. Cabin struts, interplane struts need to be on this thing. It's all finished. I'll give you guys roughly what it looks like. Just playing around. It looks just like that was done. One thing about these Fokker D7s, they got no rigging on them. Only rigging's up here. They got horns too, stabilized elevator horns too. I can do my rigging on it. I need to finish this up. I'll do that tomorrow because I got to prepare for the video. And I've got the USS Brooklyn over there too. I got that tomorrow. And by Saturday, I'll have a video on my B-24 Liberator. So I have 3 videos coming up. Fair enough. Fair enough, boys. We'll stick the old redhead over here. I'll get her done. I got one of those. Tamiya. I had that in my stash pile since 1982, 83. I think I paid over $100 for that kit. I don't know how much you are now, but they're pretty expensive. I was back there cleaning up my stash pile. I can take an inventory about once every 5, 6 months. I do a lot of cleaning. I move boxes around because I've been having some stockpile crashes because I got so much. I got to pick up me some shells probably the first of the year. I'll order some shells. I got 6 of them. They cost $20 a piece. And they got about 5 tiers. So I can start putting my stash in there. I'm start building aisleways for my stash. Then I can walk around and know what I got. Because when I'm back there coming an Enterprise back there, I go, wow, man, I was wondering when that ever happened. Hell, we got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 models on it. You know, how am I to guess I still got it? Which Enterprise you're doing? Is that be a Ravel one or a Enterprise? Is that the CA65, CAN65 Enterprise, or is it the World War II Enterprise? Oh, tonight. Oh. Ooh. Yeah. What happened to it, Vaughn? They get busted or something to fall off the shelf and shattered to a million pieces? That's a drag, man. Having something like that fall down and bust up like that. Man. Like I say, the bigger they get, the easier to break. One would not think that. I'll tell you why. Because they're big. I'm starting out right now there, well, buddy. Get your model on. How you doing, buddy? Welcome to Frankie Day's Thursday night hangout. Yes, I am. As far as I got on, I'm working on I've been on this for a couple of days since I made last night. And pretty much today I got off work and everything going on this thing here. I got the cockpit department done. It's got to be primed. Well, my goal is get all the interior sub-ceilings finished. Then I'm going to prime them I'm going to prime them all individually. Prime inside the fuselage. Then I'm going to start airbrushing the interior green on this thing. So I get this thing all toned up, painted, completed. Install the aircraft. Make a video. Button up the fuselages. And the rest of it will follow. Once all the interior pieces are done and painted and prepared and taken care of, the rest of the airplanes will build just like that. It'll go together quick. So you want to take your time in the interiors of this thing for $250. No foot race, no rush. So you want to go there. Well, I do a model. I get a model like that for $250. My daughter's got me for Christmas. I'll take my time in this thing. I'll pin up a little while, put it away, bring it to Brooklyn, work on that for a while, put it away, work on my Wanderer whaler for a while, get that thing going, put it away, go on to the next one. Next one. But tomorrow I'm going to get that Poker G7 done, so I get the video going on that. So I don't have too much to do with that thing. Thanks a lot, buddy. Right now I'm starting to work on the bombardier and the navigator and radio operators compartment. And I'll probably be working on the other assemblies next. A lot of pieces of this thing, guys. It goes together very well. No flash in this kit, but you got these little kits right here. This is a sprue right here I'm working on. See these things right here? These little things stick up. These little kits. These things are covered full of them. You gotta break them off. They'll break off. Take a knife and cut them off and sand them. They're all over the place on these things. I guess that's part of the molding process when they stick them in the molds. I guess they had little channels inside there. When the plastic goes through, it fills up the mold where that part is. And that's it. So you guys get these kits. Trumper is good for that too. And all these Asian kits are like that. Dragon, Hobby Boss, Trumpy. Except Hasagawa, they don't do that. Oh man, that Leopold. I think Gary Bricker did one of those. Man, that thing was massive. That thing had to be over a meter long. Man, that's what I'm thinking about. Even though it was that big old huge gun that they had. Yeah, it was a big gun on a railroad car. He had HO train track that he bought. He made nice scenery on there. He did a very darn good job on it. Gary Bricker's a good model builder. This guy's very meticulous when he builds his models. He's like me. He's very critical of his work. You see something, oh man, they're gonna see that. That's one Gary Bricker had. I think it was a Trumper cat. No? What made that big old thing? Trumpy? Dragon? I really don't know. I think it was Trumpeter. Well, all I know is he did a very good job. He bought some nice wood. He put his HO train track on there, did a diagram, put road bed on there. Man, that's a beautiful job. I haven't heard nothing from Gary Brinker. I messaged this man about 3 or 4 times. He lives 45 miles away from me. I could be in his house within 45 minutes to an hour right now if I decided to take off. I don't know where the gentleman lives at. I haven't seen Gary Brinker. I heard nothing on him in a long time. He's probably got different interests going on. I just hope he's well. I hope he's not sick. I hope his wife is okay. I hope he's okay. His boy's okay. I mean, I don't want to see nothing happen to none of you fellas out there. We're like a family here. We all know each other. And we all chew the same plastic together. And I hate to see a fellow modeling brother AL, something happened to him, you know. I got to get a hold of him again. I'm really concerned about him. Yep. Having a pretty good day today. It's been raining pretty much the day. It's starting to get cold. I don't know how it is cold out there now. I may not have been outside yet to check the weather. But we're about ready to get some snow pretty soon. I can sense it. Tomorrow's Friday. We'll probably have a busy day tomorrow. A lot of people are out exchanging presents or returning them. We got 2 commercial cesspools out here in Ohio. We got one at Dayton Mall, and we got a mall out there on Austin Pike, which is about where I work at. You will not believe the humanity in those places. Good God. I hate to say this, man, but Harris got in there, boy, he'd be rewarded with 72 virgins just like that for pulling a terrorist attack on people like that. That's why I don't want to get out with a lot of people, man. Same thing if I go out to a restaurant and eat. First thing I do, I go right next to a window. My wife says, why do you want to go to the window all the time? She says, can't you see the unthinkable? And she says, what, like what? Suppose this place had a fire. Everybody would be panicking. There'd be a fine line between urgency and panic. And people would be walking over people, jumping over people. You know what I'll do? See the seat you're sitting on? See the one I'm sitting on? I'll get off the stool so fast and bust out that window. You can go out first. I go out behind you. And the others will follow. That's why I always go next to. That's another good tip for you fellas. When you guys go into a restaurant, always go next to a window. Don't go no goddamn booth. No bar. You go out a window. In case something happens like that, you just knock out that window with a chair. Out you go. Let the rest figure it out. And that's how you do it. Scale model vamp. Are you going to bed? Hitting the rack? If you are, we'll see you. We'll have a New Year's Eve hangout. That's a very beautiful occasion to have a hangout, guys. I'm not doing nothing. I'll load up with root beer and cigars, model building, jolly tunes, everything. And we'll celebrate New Year's together. That'd be a very good idea, I think. So be prepared for that. Oh, okay. I thought you were going to bed, buddy. That's what it was. Lawrence, you're right. You hit the nail right on the head, dear sir. It was the Hobby Boss Dora railroad load gun. That's what it was. I mean, that thing was big, buddy. That thing was almost a meter long, 40 inches or so, 39 inches, 40 inches. It was big. It was huge. Old Gary Brinker did a damn good job in that thing. He treated it like a model railroad project. Man, those model railroads are very good how they get them too, but you gotta have some room. If I got into the model railroading, I'd go N-gauge. You get a 4 foot by 8 foot piece of plywood, you can build an empire on that with using N-gauge. Yep, that Dora. I read history reports on the Dora gun. That was one hell of a goddamn gun. That thing had a range too, do some damage. You know, it's wonder Germany didn't win the war. I think the reason why they didn't win the war is because of bad leadership. You had that madman Hitler out there. Man. Yeah, those engaged scale are pretty good. But like they're nice, detailed. And they got transformers, they can run them. And the best thing about it is they got engaged models, ships that you can buy to make a setting, you know? If you can find the scale that you can build airplanes just as well. I know HO scale is about 187 scale. It's pretty close to the scale that of 1/8 scale almost, but just a little bigger. It's a very expensive hobby. Always is and always will. Especially you mess around with the Lionel. I've got a 1954 American Flyer that my daddy bought me for Christmas. I was about 13, 14 years old back then. And it came in a big old box, big old black heavy metal transformer. Everything was made out of metal, no plastic. No plastic existed on that Lionel train. Everything was metal. That transformer weighs about 40 pounds. It was heavy. And the windings in that thing, you get the big old three tracks. I still got the special oil. You can stick down the funnel of that stack. I touch on the track. I got figure 8 with switches on there. Man. What's my favorite airplane? Nope. No question, stupid. I'm more or less pretty kosher, pretty partial to English aircraft. I like the Lancaster. It's probably one of my favorite. Roy Chadwick did just a wonderful job inventing something like that. And the Manchester bomber too is nice. I like British aircraft. I like them better than the United States aircraft. There's something about them. It's the way they're built, engineered, and the engineering of things. Especially like Barnes Wallace, who worked for Vickers Aircraft Company. He designed the Wellington bomber, the R1 dirigible. And he was a very important man for the war. He was very successful, especially in the dam busting raids. You mean the bouncing bomb, the tall boy earthquake bomb. This man was short of genius. Yep. I remember that quite well. I can remember right after the World War II, I think I was about 5, 6 years old. They were still using B-17s, B-25s, and B-24s. I used to see them fly around my house all the time. I used to get my lunch money. But look at the guy in the eyes. I can look at you guys right now and tell them what airplane it is, how many engines it's got, what color it is, just by the sound of the engines. And they know I didn't cheat because I was looking right at them. They go, Frank, how do you know these airplanes? I can tell by the engines. 5 cents. Gave me a nickel. You can buy a lot of stuff on those Lionel layouts. Lionel is a very, very popular train company. It's probably one of the oldest that there ever is. And every boy back in my generation had one of those things. I still got mine. It's brand new. It's in a box. Last time I drove my train was 1964 at Christmas time. I set a Christmas train right around the track, going around the track, and we had fun with that. Yep, Putman. I think filming Putman trains. We traveled back in the early 1950s. My father was stationed Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. He was an aviation machinist mate. He worked on flying boats, P5Ms, PBMs, Martin Mars, Grumman Ducks, all kinds of them. He was back during the Navy days of the war too. He worked on Kingfishers, SOC-3 Seagulls, and he worked on a bunch of other naval aircraft, Ventura bombers, PBOs. He was a cyclical machinist mate. He worked on regional engines, and he was very good at it. And he knew how to do machine work and everything, and done stuff on it. And he was stationed at Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, and he summons from my mother and my unborn brother and me. I was living in North Carolina with my grandparents on a farm they had. And they, back in those days, there wasn't no letter. It was called a telegram. You had a postman bring a telegram to the house. Telegram from Mrs. Day, telegram from Mrs. Day. Are you Mrs. Day? Yes, I am. Sign here, please. And she signed, get a telegram. And she was really excited. We're going to Hawaii, Frankie. We're going to Honolulu. I go, where's Honolulu at? Don't you know where Honolulu is at? I said, Mom, I don't know what Honolulu is. I've heard that before. It was Hawaii. And she got the World Atlas book. She showed it to me. And I looked at it. Man, out there in the middle of this ocean? That'd be fun. One thing was sure, should be an interest, to say the least. I got excited. So on the way to get there, we didn't fly airplane. Didn't take no Greyhound bus because they didn't handle buses back in those days that took them that far. They did, but they more or less stayed within the city limits. They didn't go countrywide like they do now. They did Greyhound. They're called the old Putnam trains. They were used back in World War II. Even in England, they used them. They were very luxurious trains. You could load a lot of people in those damn things. And I was in one of those train cars, and we had a back car back there. We had a little booth where you slept in. Once in a while, I hear a bell going on. It's time to eat supper. And they had a lot of colored cooks. Back in those days, and mess cooks were all colored people. And it was very unfair for them to make better, to better their lives than being a mess. But back in those days, that's the way it was back then. And I remember my first taste of cream wheat cereal, everything aboard that thing. It was beautiful. We took that Putnam train all the way from North Carolina, all the way to Alameda, California. And then from there, we took a taxi cab to the seaplane wharf. I took the Hawaiian Mars all the way to the Philippines. To Hawaii. Yeah, Pullman cars. Brown. It was all brown. Inside was ivory white. Man, I tell you, boys, that things were pristine cars. Because a lot of luxurious people traveled those things back in those days. And so that was the only way we got from North Carolina to California. And also with porters, they made good. They had porters on there. You had cooks, backup cooks, and chefs on there. And they made sure that you're comfortable. They had fresh, made your beds up for you every day. They served you 3 meals a day, a snack. They had a bar area out there like that. My mother didn't drink. Of course, I didn't drink. I was a kid. I didn't know what drinking was. And so I more or less stayed looking at the wind, look at the trees, look at everything. There's so much to see out there. I spent most of the time in the window just gandering, just watching, looking at things. You're surprised when you drive almost 2,000 miles across one part of the United States of America to the other. A lot of those guys made good money as porters. They're secure jobs for them. Like I say, most colored people, black people back in those days were mess tenants. They were not allowed to better themselves in life because the education. See, a lot of colored people back in those days were a lot of black people. I think were how would you say that? Were more denied equal opportunity to be like Caucasian people go out and get good jobs. It's because they were uneducated. They were denied education. And they're very uneducated people because they were denied the education. They weren't, you got to go to school, learn how to do this and do that. If they did that, there'd be no prejudiced race back in those days. I mean, the way you got to put your shoes in their feet, how they were treated, man, they were treated very unfair, I think. And I wasn't responsible for it. I know you guys weren't responsible for it. But well, back in those days, they were aboard ship. Supply. Now, when I was in the Navy, you have a lot of colors that were in supply, in mess. And a lot of them were bosun mates on the deck force, like I was. And they superseded opportunity of being equal as anybody else is. Most of the mess lieutenants we had aboard ship and Navy were Filipinos. We had a lot of those. They more or less cooked for the officers. That's right. We all share a sense of responsibility for everything, even the condition of your country. Even my nation, the United States of America. Everybody shares a sense of responsibility by keeping your commander-in-chief in check. So look, we vote you in. There's more of us than there's you. Now, we don't like the way you're doing this. Years ago, you'd be able to write your congressman, go through the chain of command, complain, this, that, and the commander-in-chief took notice of it. Nowadays, we live in a very corrupt government. Everything's so corrupt. And no one says nothing, and no one does nothing. You know what they're going to say? We can do what we please. Hell with these people. Most of them are in for themselves. They're there to make the world finer among themselves. They don't care. And that's why the United States of America, a lot of other nations are foundering because people don't care anymore. They don't care. It's because you've got a defaulted government system. Like they say in Italy, the fish rots from the head down. White House, pyramid. All of us dudes are at the base of the pyramid. When the top comes down, you lost your substantiality of structure. And everything else will follow. There you go. Nope, in wartime, ain't no color. We're all one skin, buddy. That's darn sure. That's how I was in Vietnam. I was on PBRs out there. When I first came out of boot camp, I was on a PBR. I didn't know what a PBR was. I did 13 weeks of boot camp in San Diego, right across from Camp Pendleton, Hollywood Marines, we call them. I got my orders at boot camp. They gave me orders in a brown jacket. Orders. You ain't allowed to open them up. You got one set of orders is yours to open up. But the rest, the captain or XO has to review it. The orders are, you bring to the duty station. So when you get out of boot camp, you got 2 weeks leave. You catch a plane, go across the pond, and go to your duty station. Well, our station in Da Nang, hot. Vietnam was hot and green and muggy. The first time I arrived there, the first stench of smell out there was sewage. You could smell Vietnam, China, even Japan, right 20, 30 miles off the coast. Sewage has a very strong smell, and you can't get rid of the stuff. So I got my orders to go to Da Nang. It was on PBRs. I was attached to 3rd Marine Division. I was a boat coxswain. I was seaman in first class when I came out of boot camp. I had 3 white stripes. Most of them had seaman apprentice. I got extra stripe because I passed my basic battery test with a higher score. They thought I had some smarts. So I become a striker by becoming a seaman. And I went for bosun's mate. I was on a fiberglass. I was on a 65-foot fiberglass boat with 250 caliber machine guns, no screws, all jet ski, made by Mercury Motors. And believe you me, that was the scariest day I had in my life because you're a sitting duck out there in that pond. You're a dead duck. So I found a good way to survive is just hug the coast, right along the bank, and start firing shots. We fucking fire rounds, salvos up one side of the bank, go across, fire servos on the other side of the bank, and go across. By covering that bank, you got other patrol boats go through there, out in mid-channel. Always stuck the bank side. Hello, Rocky Spock. Welcome to Thursday night hangout with Frankie Day. 18 fellas now, 18 thumbs up. That sums up one even score. I had 23 guys on here a while ago. That's great. I'm very happy. I think about 11 o'clock, I'm going to call this thing a closer now. It's about 20 minutes 11 Eastern time, my time, because I got to prepare and go to bed. I got to get about 6 o'clock in the morning. I had to cook breakfast for my wife in the morning before I go to work. I always take care of my woman. And I got to ship out and get to work in the morning and come back and work on this. On my B-24 Liberator, my cockpit. I've been on this a couple of days, Rocky. I got this from my Christmas present, my 1/32 scale B-24 Liberator for my 3 daughters. Believe you me, when I seen open that box, I had to shed 1 tear. I shed 2 tears. I was very grateful. I couldn't believe that. You know, I didn't know where they came from. You know, I mean, you know, I didn't question my daughters where to get them and nothing like that. And they said, "Dad, you ever heard of Sprue Brothers before?" I said, "I've never heard of Sprue Brothers before." That's where you got your model from. We got on the internet, looked around. We seen this big airplane right there. What you got right there? I said, "Dad would like this." All 3 of us pitched in on this thing. And I love my dog. I gave him a big kiss. I held them all 3 and cried. And I said, "Thank you, guys. Thank you." The gang out there in YouTube land will love to see this. And I'm building it right now. Yep. Yeah, let's see here. I got a bunch of stuff to take care of tomorrow. I got mail going out tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, beginning of a busy weekend. Yeah, I'm going to have a big day tomorrow. We're kind of slow day at work. A lot of people out there exchanging gifts, bringing them back because they got busted or something wrong with them, you know. And my son-in-law, he works down at Walmart down there. He's a stock boy down there. He said, "Hey, Pops." "Oh, yeah, Randy." He goes, "You would not believe how much money we made in the toy section." Well, so probably a lot. There's a lot of kids nowadays. Frank, over $250,000 in a weekend. Is that much a sum of money? Yeah, that ain't nothing. Jesus, that's a lot of goddamn dough. And all I know is, fellas, all my kids are grown up. I got grandkids and great-grandchildren. I worry about them. And I wouldn't want to raise a family nowadays. Not in this world. This world's not right. I mean, it's like an upside down fruitcake. Everybody's in a whole different. It's like a big dirge, you know. Just I tell my wife, I know I'm getting old. I'm set in my old school ways, and I know I got to adapt in today's society to function. And I do. And but ain't no way I can live a life like that. If you go out and eat every day, you spend money you don't have every day. And I know there are customers, you pay my salary and everybody else's. But in my eyes, they're fools and money. You know what happens with fools and money? They're soon parted. Well, guys, I'll tell you what, old Frankie Day is getting tired. I'm starting to wind down a little bit. I got to prepare and to take a shower. I know I'll push me out about 10 or 15 minutes or so. But I think I'll call it a night tonight, fellas. Now, we're going to have a hangout this New Year's Eve. I'll start at about 7 o'clock or 6:30 or so. And I'm going to try to be able to get on this Google thing here and be able to go out and see if I can be able to make phone calls so you guys will know ahead of time when I'm coming on. So I got to investigate, research that out and how to get it right. So instead of just having an open hangout, and you guys kind of channeling around, so, oh, Frankie's on there, you know. So you guys will get a phone call from me and everything else, a video call, we call it. And that'd be it. Okay, boys, a 17 gotcha, and 18 thumbs up. I'm going to march out of here, boys. And I want to take a shower and prepare to go to bed and go to work in the morning. I got a long day tomorrow, I can see that. I'm getting a little tired myself. So I'd like to thank everybody out there from the bottom of my heart, my wife's heart, for joining me tonight for Thursday night hangout. And watching the B-24 come together and stuff, and all the models I showed you and stuff. And we got a lot more stuff coming, guys. We got New Year's coming up. Simplify, Styrene. Simplify, buddy. Okay, guys. Well, Frankie Days are out of here. I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to take a shower and go to bed, get cleaned up. And I'm going to put the Liberator away. I've done enough. And I'll save some work for me to do on tomorrow. That'll do that. Okay, guys. God bless every one of you guys. This is Frankie Day signing off for Frankie Day Models. And thank you very much for being on this hangout. And Happy New Year to you. And have a good night, guys. God love you, fellas. Like I say, we got New Year's Eve coming up. We're going to have a nice hangout. You guys got beer, whiskey, wine, left-hand cigarettes, whatever you guys got going on to make you feel good or to enjoy. Do it here. Stay home. I'll be here. I'll entertain you. And don't go out and all that and you get pulled over by the cops, get thrown in the poochie. You know, it's not worth it, boys. Believe me, it's not worth it. Because you get thrown in jail, like I said before, you get a lot of payback involved. That'll take you away from your models for a long time. And mom will get really mad at you. So, good night, everybody. Have a very happy, wonderful New Year's. And I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas. And make mama happy. Stay focused when you drive. Spend wisely. Take care of the children. Take care of yourself. Build a model. Don't drink. Don't drive. I'll be here New Year's Eve at 6:30 or 7 o'clock Eastern Time. We'll have Jolly Tunes, B-24 Liberators, USS Brooklyn shaking right and left. Everything. We'll have some fun. Okay, boys. Frankie Day signing off. God love you guys. Bye, fellas. Good night, guys.